Now we're going to focus on the last of the key stakeholders, and that being society. So we'll focus on things such as the role of government, employees, employers, unions, employer associations. The last key stakeholder is that of society. So society is a stakeholder because it's made up of individuals that are directly and indirectly affected by human resource outcomes, i.e. workers and their families, and more by people with certain values and ethical views. If human resources are managed poorly, such as by giving unfairly low wages, and that doesn't have to be below the minimum wage, we're just talking about potentially unfair low wages, society is threatened by problems such as financial hardship, inequality and social tensions, and therefore society plays a key role as being an influence or stakeholder in the human resource process. So society generally values the legal and human rights of individuals, so it expects that workers will be treated in what is perceived to be a fair manner. Society's views are important because human resources depends on consumers to buy their products. Because businesses depend on customers to buy their products. Okay, and the last point being that if people think that the business has breached its ethical standards in relation to human resource management, it might stop buying from that business. So it's important that society has its needs met, and also that society doesn't perceive an organisation to be exploiting its workers. If you think about Nike, for example, it has been criticised, as has Apple. Nike have been criticised over the years for potentially exploiting their workers. Nike, there's a perception that they prey on low-paying workers in developing or underdeveloped countries, such as throughout Asia. And it does have an impact on people's perception of the product and therefore potentially their purchase of the products. And Apple's the same. There have been perceptions that Apple is exploiting workers in China through their relationship with Foxconn. There have been examples of suicide, for example, of workers. Now that relationship can be dealt with and managed effectively by human resource management. If human resources are perceived to be dealing with that problem, managing that problem, ensuring that those problems actually don't exist, then that should have a positive impact for the business, for the employer, and its relationship with society, and therefore it should lead to the business being able to better achieve its business goals, i.e. profitability, growth, etc. So society does play an important role. While it might not seem like a direct stakeholder, they are definitely strongly influenced by the effectiveness of human resource management and the ability to manage the relationship between human resources and society.